Summary of the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. The book, Good to Great, by Jim Collins seeks to answer the question, why can some companies achieve and sustain greatness while others only achieve good, or even fail? First, Jim Collins asserts, good is the enemy of great. In the first chapter, Jim Collins states that good is the enemy of great. Many companies never become great because they are good enough and that is sufficient for them. When we have good things, we rarely seek out better things. This very mindset limits our ability to grow and improve. That's why good is the enemy of great. And it is one of the main reasons why so few things become great. Therefore, the path from good to great requires a fundamental shift in mindset, working methods, and organizational culture. We should not settle for mediocrity when we have the potential to achieve greatness. Research methodology for writing this book. In the book Good to Great, author Jim Collins used a highly detailed and systematic research methodology to understand why some companies can transition from good to great. Collins and his team's research method involved the following key steps. Collins and his research team began by identifying companies that were in the good category and later transitioned to great. These companies had to meet stringent criteria, including having performance that outperformed the market over a long period, at least 15 years. To highlight the distinctive factors of the good to great companies, the research team selected comparison companies, companies in the same industry that did not achieve the transition from good to great, for comparison. The research team collected and analyzed a large amount of quantitative data from financial reports, company records, and market data. Additionally, they conducted in-depth interviews and studied related documents to better understand the culture, strategy, and management of these companies. After analyzing the data, the research team identified key factors that helped companies transition from good to great. These factors included a focus on the hedgehog concept, emphasis on getting the right people on the bus and the wrong people off the bus, and level 5 leadership. To ensure the accuracy and reliability of their findings, the research team verified and validated the results through multiple methods, including re-examining the data and conducting additional interviews and discussions. Now let's look at the results of this study. What did the companies do to become great? Number 1. The hedgehog concept, simplicity within the 3 circles, must absolutely find the hedgehog concept for your business. Imagine a cunning fox hunting a hedgehog. Each day, the fox devises countless surprise attacks and stealthy tactics to devour the hedgehog. And each time, the hedgehog responds in the same way. It curls into a sharp, spiky ball, making itself untouchable to the fox. Adhering to this simple strategy is why the hedgehog prevails day after day. The fox always fails because it has many skills but lacks depth in any one skill. In contrast, the hedgehog always wins because it knows one skill deeply. This symbolizes that great companies focus on one key aspect that they can do best. Great companies find their own hedgehog concept by asking 3 key questions and focusing on the intersection of these 3 factors. What can we be the best in the world at? What are we passionate about? Which economic metric should we focus on? After finding this intersection, the good to great companies concentrated all their resources on it. Many companies never become great because they do not find and focus on what they can do best. These companies fail to define their hedgehog concept, leading to scattered resources and suboptimal performance. The hedgehog concept is not a goal, strategy, or idea. It is a deep understanding of the nature and capabilities of your own company. The hedgehog concept is not just about doing better at what you are currently doing, but doing what you can do best and giving up all other activities. To find the hedgehog concept, companies need to undergo a patient and thorough process of self-discovery and self-awareness, rather than rushing through it. Number 2. First who, then what? Selecting the right people is the most crucial factor in transforming a company from good to great. Leaders first seek the right people, Then think about where to take them. Great companies not only look for competent individuals but also those who are passionate and align with the company's values and culture. Jim Collins uses the metaphor of a bus to illustrate the process of building the right team in an organization. He argues, get the right people on the bus, remove the wrong people from the bus, and then determine the direction. The issue is not where you are going or what you are doing, but who you have with you on that journey. He emphasizes that people are not the greatest asset, the right people are the greatest asset. If you have the right people, they will figure out how to get to the destination, even if you are not entirely sure of the direction. Inappropriate individuals need to be removed, as they cannot transform a good company into a great one, regardless of the strategy or system applied. When the right people are chosen, motivation or micromanagement is unnecessary. They will self-motivate and work efficiently. Fannie Mae, Federal National Mortgage Association, is a large American financial organization that faced severe difficulties in the late 1970s and early 1980s. The company was on the brink of bankruptcy due to a financial crisis and poor management. David Maxwell was appointed CEO of Fannie Mae in 1981. Upon taking the position, Maxwell did not immediately implement specific reform strategies. Instead, he focused on building and strengthening the leadership team. Maxwell spent significant time seeking and recruiting the best people for Fannie Mae. He did not hesitate to replace those who did not fit the new vision and culture he wanted to establish. He believed that having the right people on the team was a prerequisite for creating change. Maxwell also built a leadership team capable of self-management and guiding the company through challenges. He focused on creating a work environment where everyone was responsible and committed to common goals. After assembling a strong and appropriate leadership team, Maxwell and his team began to identify and implement specific strategies to save Fannie Mae. Under Maxwell's leadership, Fannie Mae transitioned from near bankruptcy to becoming one of the strongest financial companies in the United States. Number 3. Level 5 Leadership. First, let's learn a little about the 5 levels of leadership. Level 1. Highly capable individual. At this level, the leader possesses the necessary skills, knowledge, and talents to complete tasks excellently. They have strong professional capabilities and can contribute significantly to the organization through hard work and personal efficiency. Level 2. Contributing team member leaders. At this level not only have personal capabilities but also know how to work effectively in a team. They contribute their individual talents to help the team achieve common goals, creating a cooperative and supportive work environment. Level 3. Competent manager leaders. At this level have the ability to organize, manage, and utilize resources to achieve specific goals. They know how to plan, arrange, and operate tasks effectively to achieve desired results. Level 4. Effective leader. Level 4 leaders can inspire and guide the organization towards higher visions and goals. They build strong commitments and achieve high performance in fulfilling the organization's strategic objectives. They are often capable of driving positive changes and motivating others. Level 5. Level 5 Executive. This is the highest level of leadership in Collins' model. Level 5 leaders combine personal humility with a strong professional will. They focus not only on achieving personal success but also prioritize the organization's benefits. They build a disciplined culture and create a sustainable work environment, where success depends not on themselves but on the systems and teams they have built. Specific characteristics of Level 5 leadership. Professional will. These leaders possess a steely will and high determination in their work. They do not accept mediocre standards and always strive for the company's grand objectives. Personal humility. Level 5 leaders are not arrogant or seek personal glory. They are often quiet, humble, and unpretentious. Instead of seeing themselves as the center, they always emphasize the team's and the collective's achievements. Companies with Level 5 leaders often achieve outstanding and sustainable results. Level 5 leaders focus not only on short-term success but also on building a solid foundation for the future. They often leave a lasting legacy, with successors continuing to maintain and develop the company's success. Collins provides many examples of Level 5 leaders and their impact on their companies. A notable example is Darwin Smith, CEO of Kimberly-Clark, who transformed the company from a mediocre paper manufacturer into one of the world's leading consumer paper product companies. Collins emphasizes that Level 5 leadership is not innate but must be developed over time. He encourages leaders to cultivate humility and willpower, while also creating an environment where these qualities can be developed in future leadership teams. Number 4. Success comes from a series of small steps rather than a breakthrough, the flywheel and the doom loop. There is no single breakthrough or magical moment. Instead, the transition from good to great is like turning a massive flywheel, initially slow and difficult, but gradually accumulating momentum. Once the flywheel reaches a certain speed and inertia, it becomes very difficult to stop. This is the power of continuous accumulation and momentum. Success does not come from a revolution but from a sequential evolution, a series of small but consistent and directional steps. While companies that do not achieve greatness often fall into a doom loop with erratic and inconsistent changes, great companies maintain a clear and steadfast direction. In the early 1970s, Nucor Corporation was a small steel company with insignificant performance in the steel industry. However, Nucor adopted the flywheel strategy, focusing on continuous, persistent, and consistent improvement. They did not have major breakthroughs initially but instead focused on small and continuous improvements, thereby creating growing momentum over time. It took more than 2 decades to achieve their goal, but eventually, Nucor succeeded, with the company's performance outperforming the overall stock market by 5 times. Number 5. Discipline is strength, a culture of discipline. Through research and study, Jim Collins and his associates found that great companies have a strong culture of discipline. This culture of discipline helps companies implement strategies more effectively and achieve excellent results without the need for tight control or micromanagement. A culture of self-discipline is not the same as a tyrannical regime. Tyrannical CEOs can sometimes manage temporary greatness for their companies. But when discipline in a company is enforced by a tyrant, it is not sustainable. People will seize the opportunity to revolt whenever they are not under the tyrant's supervision. And once the tyrant is permanently gone, discipline will collapse. This actually happened at Rubbermaid. Within a few years after the self-proclaimed, sincere tyrant, and CEO Stanley Gault left, Rubbermaid lost 59% of its value. Specifically, Jim Collins came to the following conclusions. A good company has discipline. A great company has a culture of discipline. A culture of discipline is not about imposing rigid rules and regulations but about creating an environment where people voluntarily commit to the highest standards. A culture of discipline is not top-down coercion but bottom-up self-discipline. When you have the right people, you don't need to manage them. Self-motivation and self-discipline are what help them perform excellently. When you have the right people, they will automatically work with discipline without needing tight supervision. Great companies develop a disciplined mindset, meaning they always think and act in a disciplined manner, focusing on what truly matters and not getting distracted by unnecessary things. Number 6. Confronting the brutal facts, yet never losing faith. Great companies are always willing to confront the difficult and harsh realities they face. They do not avoid or hide the real problems. To approach the truth, great companies create a culture where employees are encouraged and feel safe to share the truth, no matter how hard it is to hear. When mistakes are made, study them thoroughly to understand where the errors occurred, but do not assign blame. Blaming only prevents people from speaking the truth. In fact, leap companies do not have more or better information than comparison companies. They simply face and deal with it more honestly. The only way to transform an organization from good to great is through relentless confrontation with the facts while maintaining unwavering faith in ultimate victory. Number 7. Not considering technology as the main driver of greatness, technology accelerators. Many believe that technology is one of the keys to business development. But Jim Collins' research shows that technology is not the main driver of greatness, but merely an accelerator. Technology only helps accelerate the development process and improve performance when used correctly. Great companies do not blindly chase technology. They proactively choose and apply technologies that fit their business strategy. Start by clearly defining your strategy and goals, then choose technology. Great companies only choose technologies that can support the 3 core elements of the hedgehog concept: what they are passionate about, what they can be the best at, and the key economic indicator they should focus on. Walgreens is a great example of effectively leveraging new technology. When e-commerce began to boom, an online pharmacy company called Drugstore.com emerged in a vibrant market context. Walgreens realized that their delay in adopting online business had caused their stock price to drop 40%, and the pressure forced them to quickly embrace this new technology. Instead of focusing only on short-term profits, Walgreens considered how an online presence could help them implement their original strategy, making the pharmacy shopping experience more convenient and increasing profit per customer. More than a year later, they launched Walgreens.com, enhancing their original strategy with new features like online prescriptions. While Drugstore.com lost nearly all of its initial value within a year, Walgreens recovered and nearly doubled its stock value in the same period. Final summary. A great company is not only better than its competitors but must also maintain that superiority over decades. The journey from good to great is not a destination but an unending journey. What matters is not where you are, but where you are heading. Greatness is not exclusive to large companies. It can be found in any organization, regardless of size or industry. Bye and see you.